got your hat. Tinfoil. You know we got your back. Tinfoil. We keep our eyes on the streets. Tinfoil. And our ears to these beats. Tinfoil. Hat. Conspiracy strap. Tinfoil. Hat. Tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat. Bet you listen well, I could tell you not about it. Back up in my bag so I can say the evil coming out. Exorcise the demon, make it go up in the heads of the congressmen committing treason. Take a look at scientists, lying for no fucking reason. Now they got me looking, swear I left it on the fucking shelf. I know I like real sugar, and Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein didn't kill himself. Tinfoil, hey, conspiracy.
Shake your money maker like somebody want to pay you. I see you on my radar, don't you act like you afraid of.
You know I got it, if you wanna come get it. Stand next to this money like hey, hey, hey.
Shake your money maker like somebody want to pay you. Don't worry about them haters, keep your nose up in the air.
You know I got it, if you wanna come get it. Stand next.
Yo, what's up, party people? What a day. What a week. I'm filling in for Dustin Stockton tonight, who's at his daughter's graduation. Congratulations to you, Dustin. That's awesome. I saw the pictures of him and his daughter today. Man, we got senators being tackled. We got rioters getting shot in the balls with tear gas canisters. We got all kinds of crazy shit going on. We're here to talk about it, do a power hour here tonight. Please retweet the space, leave a comment, like it. I'm iPump Charts on X, a.k.a. JP, a.k.a. Consigliere. We're here to talk about crypto, politics, conspiracy theories, and whatever floats your boat tonight. Who we got next, Cheney?
Remember what we do, the hard, you never thought that it hot would take it this far. I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight, time to get paid, blow up like the world. Remember what we do, the hard, you never thought that it hot would take it this far. I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight, time to get paid, blow up like the world. I'm blowing up like you thought I would, call a clip, same number, same hood, it's all good. I'm blowing up like you thought I would, call a clip, same number, same hood, it's all good. I'm blowing up like you thought I would, call a clip, same number, same hood, it's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green, leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the show.
Yo, what up, party people? How we doing?
Yo, OG,
if you don't know, now you know.
I love your song. I love your video. That's fucking awesome, bro. Yo.
I love yours
too,
it's
man.
Good. Yo, when you jump in that car, man, best part of the video.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous that you got a Biggie song, but
yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Biggie's my boy.
Yeah, I've seen you.
Biggie's
We've been chatting all day in the TG. We're watching this chart absolutely dump today. Look at this. Solana was at 168 yesterday. It's at 144, and I'm not in a short. I wasn't in a short. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I saw.
Are we blaming China? Where's
no,
China?
I think we have to blame the other people. The people, I think we're getting what I would call a Hebrew entry right now. That's what we're getting.
A
Hebrew entry. That's right.
Let's go.
Show off my diamonds like I'm signed by the rock. Ain't pushing out his baby's telly by the rock. Hey, yo, I been on. Bitch, you been con. Bentley tints on. Fendi prints on. I mean, I been on. X-Men been on. He keep on dialing Nicky like a picnic on.
Big up yourself.
Big ups, Cheney. What's up, Cheney?
Yo,
how you doing?
Cheney?
Riding that zombie tiger. I love that thing. I want to make that a stuffed animal.
It's pretty amazing. It needs to be its very own thing.
So cute and cuddly.
Every time I see Cheney's video, I just want to eat like a whole bunch of gummy bears. Is it just
special
me?
gummy bears?
I love gummy bears.
I need some gummies right now.
I like some special gummies.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much going on. Like we should just get everybody in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
them
all in here.
Perfect.
Man, I'm on the block, dodging death freeze. Fed snitch, quick traded souls for tech. Probes in the ends, leave her brother wrecked. Parliaments are fast, lizard next get checked. Beat me up, fam, I'm the cosmic threat. Sources overhead, dropping green slime. Govs on their knees, it's abduction time.
Jennifer.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going good, going good.
J Law in the house.
So Bossman's gonna kill me because I was supposed to like have this thing like sharing to my X page, and I went to do it, and the podcast had already started, so I can't do that exactly right now. So how can I share it out, guys?
Yeah,
before
I'm asking the same
trouble?
thing. I thought I gave Cheney a link to share it from my account, and apparently I didn't.
No, I sent you guys account a link to put it on yours. We could stop it
got the
because
link,
right
I
now
just
it's
started
only
too
going
late.
to YouTube. And so we can totally stop this. It Rumble as well. I don't know if anyone's watching it live. Or
So I can let's just keep going.
okay. I mean, it is what it is. It is on Rumble, but it is not showing up anywhere on X tonight.
So just share that link onto my X page.
Yeah, I can find it for you guys if you don't have the Rumble link. And why that is,
Yeah, Cheney, if you could send it to
yeah,
me,
why that is,
please.
I sent you guys everything you needed today.
No, I'm not saying
I'm
you
just
did.
kidding.
Okay, I
I'm just
have the link. Okay, but I got in there at 9:01 because I was fighting the holy war in spaces. All right, so like,
fair enough.
come
Fair
on.
enough.
How'd that go?
The holy war
Okay,
in spaces.
why
Let's go.
I find this link, I will also play this just so we can get Augustus in here.
Pigs with the heads of men, spat acid that lays up my third eye closed like acid. A midget in the casket like a baby in the bonnet with a bottle in the basket. Horn playing the theme song from Children of the Corn. Oh, I must be dreaming. A lady in a nightgown puffing, kush dreaming. Signal me over, psst, you with the waves. I seen you from the Catholic church steeple digging graves. I got your number, sonny, so ain't no use in fighting, yelling, or running from me. I never ran, ma'am. Whether you ain't a clever man, Sam. Listen, the two-faced king from Britain and Rome had a baby in the bush on the grassy knoll where they peeled back the orange hair peel of a gnome. He said he MC. I know you like killing them. You terrorize the skies for 25 millenniums. Now you setting fire to land. You the lion, you the savior, the messiah, the lamb. You need backup. He moving on the youth, that dog. Call Badu and get Tyrone on the megaphone. Tell him I sent you and your code name is Megatron. If trouble come, use your brain like a telephone.
Yo, what up?
What's up, Augustus?
Man, what a day. What a crazy world we're living in.
It is. It's crazy here in America, craziness around the world, craziness on the crypto charts, craziness everywhere. But that's what happens when you're in a time of change, of great change and finding out. This is the summer of finding out. Mass education. That's what finding out is. It's a form of education. And this is the summer of mass education. Let's enjoy. Let's enjoy the ride.
All right, there is a link for the Rumble channel in the Telegram channel, so you guys can share it out. And I've texted it to you, Jen. I will also reshare it from my page. So if you're one of the few people watching, you're probably watching on Project Cheney X channel. So thanks for joining us. And make sure you like and subscribe anywhere else if you see it in the future. So we will take care of connecting the links later. Anyways, yes, it has been a crazy day.
That's my bad. I should have had these links set up. Should have been on here earlier. But, you know, sometimes you just got to deal with things. You know, I got wife, kids, dogs.
I feel like World War III could be enough of an excuse.
Yeah, that's a little bit. I mean, I'm watching it on my phone, but...
I mean, so apparently they just killed the head of the Iranian military.
Nice.
Wow, that was swift.
Yeah. They always have good intel. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Jen? I mean, I wasn't in any spaces today. You said you just came in from a fresh a space. What's the take? What's going on?
Yeah. So I actually I have a brief I've talked on this subject like pretty much since I started in politics, right? Because I was the youngest fellow at the London Center for Policy Research. So I've seen over the years, I mean, 15, 20 years ago, I was with Netanyahu and a group of people at the United Nations when they were giving a speech. And him at that time held up the little picture of the bomb and put the little red line and was like, this is the line in the sand, right? If Iran is close to a nuclear weapon, right, we're going to take it out. We're going to take them down. So apparently, yesterday, Tom Cotton, warlord, freaking jerk, came out and said, "Oh well, Iran it's imminent. It's imminent. They're going nuclear, and this cannot be right." So, what did Israel do? They're launching a preemptive strike on Tehran because they were apparently close to a nuclear weapon, right? And what I will say is the world should not tolerate a nuclear Iran,
I
right?
agree.
Like they are not, they are the largest state sponsored or state fund sponsor of terror in the entire world, right? They fund people like Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis, right? Like they are not good people. They've proven it over and over and over again. And you look to October 7th. What happened on September 11th, right before October 7th? Joe Biden released billions of dollars to Iran
That's right.
on September 11th, and October 7th, we had the unprecedented attack. Now, imagine if they were getting a nuclear weapon. They have made it very, very clear that they want to nuke Israel. If they get a nuclear weapon, they're going to nuke Israel, and that's it. And what I will say is in the Tehranian, like little government, wherever they do their government stuff, right? They chant death to America just as loud as they chant death to Israel. Israel
Mhm.
is the little Satan and we are the big Satan. And they said, once we're done with the little Satan, we're going for the big Satan. Right? So take Israel out of this situation. The US has its own beef with Iran. But what I will say is look to what President Trump just said, right? He said that this was a completely independent Israel attack. The US had nothing to do with it. You better not touch one of our bases. There should be no attacks on our bases right now. So if Iran goes and hits one of our bases in the Middle East, that's an attack, that's an act of war by Iran on the US because this was Israel who launched this attack, not the US.
The whole world's gonna FAFO this summer. The whole world. It's a new day. I agree with you. I don't think Iran could ever be trusted with a nuclear weapon. They've said it multiple times. If they got one, they would just do their best to set it off in Israel, Tel Aviv, or another place. The only thing that concerns me, though, Jen, is the intelligence that it's based on. I mean,
A
Yeah,
hundred
that's what I
percent.
feel like. Whose
A
intelligence is
hundred
it
percent,
again?
which is what I said in Diligent Space. I was like, I want to know what the intel was that Tom Cotton came out with yesterday that said it was imminent that Israel or that Iran was going to get a nuclear warhead. Was it that someone gave it to them? Right? Or was it that they enriched uranium to the point that it was imminent? And apparently, there was another Israeli official that came out and said, oh, well, Iran's 15 days away from a nuclear weapon. I have a big problem with that because I've heard Israeli officials come out and say that before. And obviously, that wasn't true.
Even the line
So,
in the sand of like, what is the line in the sand of you being close to a nuclear weapon? It's like in UFC, they have a thing called significant strikes. And if we're counting strikes, we're counting strikes. Who decides what's significant, what it looks like on me, if it cuts me, if it's like the word significant in here is the same as like, well, they're 14 days away, so today's
likely.
the day we bomb. Like,
It's
I just think the whole entire thing is such a fucking charade. I can't, I can't,
100%.
I can't get down with it. And I just think Netanyahu is an evil motherfucker.
I mean, he has his own big problems, right? Because you can't ignore that Sheldon and Miriam Adelson, right, had a lawsuit against him. What was that? What was going on when they had that lawsuit in Israel and that whole shit was going down? Right?
I
That
don't
there are
I don't know about
definitely
that.
questions, 100%.
Well, it raises a lot of questions with the Trump administration, alleged ties to Israel. But what I see with Trump and Israel is him treating them just like every other country. Remember the time when Netanyahu stormed out of Mar-a-Lago? This is an America First administration. And we're not about getting involved in other people's wars, unnecessary wars, or wars that are going to be prolonged and expensive. So, I mean, I come from a point of where I trust the Trump administration maybe more than I should, but you know, if Israel doesn't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon, I get it. I get it.
Well, and at this point, JP, like, we don't, there's not really another choice, right? And it's not like we're looking to Trump as like God, right? It's that like there are leaders, and America is severely lacking in its leader department. And Trump has not only stood up and filled that leadership position, right? He has sacrificed for that leadership position.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, like, I'm going to go with that guy, right? I might not agree with everything, right? You should never agree with a politician 100%, right? But like, what else are we going to do at this point?
The biggest thing I'm worried about, honestly, right now is the probably thousands, if not tens of thousands, of Iranian loyalists or actual operatives who are in the United States right now because Joe Biden and the Democrats let them walk across the border and set them up with free housing and airline tickets.
Well, that's like extremely concerning, right?
Yeah.
So the other day you had the Iranian official come out and call for the assassination of President Trump, Elon Musk, members of the cabinet, and urging members of ISIS to carry out ISIS like terror attacks inside the United States.
Well,
That's
Right, which
kind of
is
what I think too. I think the Mexicans are being set up here.
well, exactly. And why I keep every time I go into a space, I'm like, guys, I don't think it's the illegals like doing the violence. I don't, you can't convince me of that. Right.
Like, it's not
After
your old
all,
idea of like the guy in the sombrero in the field is the guy that's the illegal immigrant they're looking for. There is some other far more nefarious shit going on. Like, our country literally has been open borders for 4 years for military age men. That is the worst out of countries in South America, and the Mexican presidents just let them all go through. Just let them all go through. Almost give it here. Go ahead. Go right ahead. We don't want them here either. So if you look at all the other countries around the world, their crime rate has plummeted because all their criminals have been sent to us.
well,
yeah.
exactly. Right. And the fact that in 2016, right, I interviewed this guy who worked for a Soros organization who was like a professional anarchist. Right. And this guy would literally get sent all over the world, right? Algeria, like all the places that were having the riots, go in, and they're like shock troops, right? So you send these shock troops in, and they know that they're supposed to go in and cause violence because then groupthink takes over. So you send a bunch of people that are there to cause violence into a group of people dressed like the group of people, and all of a sudden everybody's being violent and doing that. And then those people get pulled out before they can be arrested and sent to the next part of the world where they need riots started. And these people specifically get paid to do this.
Well, look at during even the whole George Floyd to Kyle Rittenhouse to ba 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 ba. It was like that whole time we were in lockdowns. Those same Antifa were shipped to all over the country, and they were let out again and again by all the dirty DAs that were put in place beforehand. It's like, so when people think this is just a new thing, it's like, no, this has been a big, huge planned event. It's not a happenstance like, oh, we're just going to march in the streets today. No.
Well, Saturday really like is like bothering me. Right? You have the whole No Kings protest, which is the left's day of protest, right?
Yeah.
Flag Day, the 250th anniversary of the Army, President Trump's birthday, and then you also have Huma Abedin's wedding to George Soros' son in New York City, where all of, the who's who of the evildoers will be there attending that wedding.
I feel like it's out at the Hamptons. A weird thing about it might be not the Hamptons, but it's all on the street it's on where it's taking place is like Old Town Road. That is not that the gayest thing you've ever heard.
Take my horse to the Old Town Road.
Yeah, and it's like and I also think just oddly enough, I think this strike happened at 3:33 a.m.
Of course it did.
Isn't that an of course it did?
Of course it did.
Like,
Tell
come
us-
on.
Why is that significant?
Well, because they always like to 33 us. Usually I would say 33 2, but 333 is right on the money. It's very skull and bones of them.
Okay.
It's very Masonic.
Yo, you know what was just brought to my attention was that 30 years ago, this whole thing was predicted by David Icke to go down exactly the way it just did today.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Did you get
Basically, it's a
I was
plan
in that
revolved
play.
around.
Me too.
Basically, it's a plan revolved around central banking to set Israel up to be the victim of Iran by attacking Iran first, which doesn't make any sense, but that's what we're seeing happen today. And basically, it's all revolved around the central banking system, and it's kind of like the same thing that happened with when the United States went to war with Iraq, but now it's with Iran.
There's a little bit of breaking news, guys. From Nick Sorter. Intel suggests all of Iran's general staff, including the head of the military, were just eliminated tonight by tonight's strike by Israel. Yo,
Wow.
that is called FAFO.
Damn.
FAFO.
But
That-
I don't know. It's
What's
just
the
crazy.
response?
It's like, and then Israel's like gonna say, they were the victim in this situation.
It's pretty crazy because wasn't Iran one of the last few standouts to not have the central bank?
Well, they also
Yeah.
have all of the star forts.
Yeah, they also, I would say, have some of the oldest untouched history because the other places on Earth that had untouched history, we already destroyed the shit out of those places. And Hillary was looking for Gilgamesh, but that's all in the same neck of the woods. And if you look at it, it is an ancient Persian empire. Iran is an ancient Persian empire. Like the history of how far they go back is like Illyrian. Like they get like their history is in a totally different thing than the whole Greek Latin world that is created out there. And Iraq used to be one of those places, and Afghanistan used to be one of those places. And so it's kind of interesting when you go into these very old cultures that we just seem to destroy it, steal whatever's there, and then rewrite the history for it. And we give them a big, huge bow gift called democracy, which always goes bad.
Well, listen, when I say FAFO, I'm not saying like supporting it, right? I'm saying they literally just, if you're gonna attack somebody,
Dude, if they was a
literally just
military operation,
right, like, dude, if we're sheerly looking at this as a military operation right now, take emotion out of it, yo.
like if you told me this is my goal and then you did this and like casualty, like more people died at Astrofest than died in Iran tonight, innocent. Like that's pretty, Travis Scott killed more people.
Well, Israel likes to do things quickly, swiftly, decisively.
Well, they're saying that this is going to be a multi-day attack.
Well,
But Iran has already scrambled their jets and they're heading at Israel right now. And the people in Israel are like in their bunkers.
wow.
I don't want to
It's
get
just
involved.
oh, go ahead.
I don't want to get in. I'm over this Middle Eastern shit. Like I'm just over it. It feels very CIA from Daddy Bush to Baby Bush to like here we are again. Like it just is too on the nose.
Well, that's
Right.
why President Trump is handling it the way he is, right? that he literally came out immediately, said the United States has nothing to do with this. Israel launched this attack on their own. This is an Israel-Iran thing, right? And do not launch attacks at the U.S. over this. This was not us. Your beef is with Israel. Period.
Like
I-
imagine just always being this little effing dog and starting shit at the dog park because you have like your best friend's a Saint Bernard.
Yep.
And then one day the Saint Bernard's like, nah, dog, you got this. This is you. You're
Right
gonna have to
now-
fight this yourself now.
Now, if Iran goes and freaking hits one of our bases tonight, freaking, not my problem.
I'll be shocked. I think they would be stupid to do that with Trump as president. I just think that would be ridiculous. But
What do they have to lose right now?
I agree with you, Cheney. I'm kind of tired of the whole fucking mess. And I feel like this mess has been a perpetuated, call it whatever you want to do, dragged out, used as a tool of the deep state, of the military industrial complex to constantly stir up wars and rumors of wars and enrich themselves with the blood of innocents. And I'm tired of it. Get it over with. I don't care. Just get it over with. Fix your shit. We're tired of dealing with all your shit. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
So
it's
what
the
they're
forever war, the forever war industrial complex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead, JP.
It's like, just to add to my point, it's like think of the psychological power, and that's what most of all this tyranny that we deal with now is the psychological power that the deep state and their media allies and all this stuff that has over us is the psychological, emotional power they have over us. And there's something about Israel. It's pretty, I think, obvious to me that it's where all the religions, where all of the disagreements seem to just coalesce there in on that Temple Mount, and you know, where it's where Christianity and Islam and Judaism, all of it just bubbles up there, and it's almost like I've referred to it before as like the clitoris of human struggling and emotion. It's like this nerve center. Right?
Are you saying it doesn't exist?
And the CIA's always flicking it, okay?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. It's always been used
The
against us.
CIA's flicking the bean.
They're flicking the bean. That's what they're doing.
They're not even doing a
nerve
good.
center.
Totally. That is such a good way to put it, though. It feels like it has to be set up as this huge like movie that we always have to pay into, like space, so we can just keep forking over money. And us as Americans, we don't vote to go to war unless they hit us in our empathy. So the oldest empathy is there, goes back to all of our religions. It doesn't matter what your religion is. You were brought up in one of these Abrahamic things, most likely, that you're all twisted up into it too, because that's your holy land.
And that's how I grew up in a very country, conservative, Protestant religious upbringing. We did some Baptist church. We went to some Assembly of God churches for a while. We were taught that you support Israel, you pray for Israel, you do not oppose Israel, that they're God's chosen, and the people that support them are blessed. I've been forced to kind of, tamper my support over time, because I feel like the greed and evil of men has abused that empathy that Jennifer brings up. We have an empathy for Israel. And let's not forget the fact they're a small country. They're the size of New Jersey, and they're surrounded by 2 billion people who are sworn to their death. So they are a democracy. We're there strategically. I get there's a benefit to us having a foothold there in the Middle East. It's just such a treacherous foothold.
So Netanyahu moments ago, this is his statement.
I love your breaking news, Jen.
Yeah,
I like it.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, targeting military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. The operation will continue as for many days as it takes to.
Oh, Jen cut out.
Breaking news has taken a pause. I hope they didn't take her out.
I'm reading something from General Michael Flynn right now. He says Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF, targets, and current SITREP, SITREP. Israeli Defense Forces are targeting number one, top Iranian political and science officials. So we just heard about that, right? Number two, there are reports of incoming Iranian ballistic missiles inbound to Israel. 3, top Iranian nuclear sites are being hit in Iran. 4, IDF targeting nuclear research facility reactors. Destruction of these reactors do not pose the danger major nuclear plants do. This is where Iran uranium enrichment takes place. Number 5, in Iraq, BIAP, which stands for Baghdad International Airport, is reportedly being hit as well, and Iraq is closing its airspace. Hitting BIAP, the airport, is most likely hitting Iranian military personnel in Iraq. Why are they there? Number 6, Iranian Chief of Staff, KIA. I don't know what KIA stands for, but his
Killed
name
in
is
action.
Killed in action. Yeah. So that's the Major General Mohammed Bagheri. He then goes on to say, this is General Michael Flynn, by the way, legend. He says, enough for now. Daybreak is occurring. Target damage assessment as well as massive diplomatic fallout will play out in the hours and days ahead. This is far from over. Action, reaction, counter reaction. War results when political leaders fail. The United States of America cannot get mixed down into another Middle East war. China is eating our lunch, and we have to get America back to fighting strength. And end transmission.
It is there's 201 days remaining in the year, and it's Friday the 13th there. So at 3:32 or 3:33 a.m. on Friday the 13th, that's when the strike happened. Come on, you guys. Come on.
Wow.
Like,
that's crazy.
They're all about a ritual.
Wow. I
And
love
then
the way you put that.
Bones Jones put up, which is such a good point, is Friday the 13th is directly related to the Knights of the Templar. And the Knights of the Templar is the Order of Solomon's Temple. And so then think of what we were just talking about, how this like ancient Persian Empire and how these three. Hi, Jen.
Oh, sorry. I thought my mic was muted. That's so ridiculous.
No, I kind of would like if that's how you interrupted on the spaces. If you were just like, ahem. No, you can go ahead for real.
Instead of being like, you're an asshole.
You can totally interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't interrupting. I literally was like intently listening, like, oh, okay. And then I like clear my throat and you stopped talking. I was like, oh shit, my mic's open.
I'm comfy being at panel shows, so anytime anyone tries to come in, I'll just stop talking. I'm like, oh, go ahead. Usually I'm just on a ramble. Feel free to interject. I'm the happiest person that you're ever going to see talk about World War III.
We do. I know. We're like, guys, they talk about it all the time. We're like, here, World War III.
I'm like, I apologize because like I'm kind of checking the charts too.
Oh yeah, this is a crypto show. Forgot about it.
I mean, I don't want to change the subject. I'm just like, I'm a little distracted.
He was like,
yeah, I got a few stacks in crypto. Trying to get into a position here. I mean, this has been a pretty big dump today. Black Swan event. I like Black Swan events for trading because I think they're quick and nasty, and there's always a big bounce. So I'm just checking my stuff here. Bitcoin's down to 103,290. Solana's down at 143. ETH is all the way back down to 2489. The S&P 500 really didn't do much today. I mean, it's down 1.5%. It's down 1.5%. I guess that's pretty big for S&P. I didn't realize it was so hot, got so high yesterday. But yeah, crypto's taking a hit. The markets are taking a little hit. I think this is going to be a I think we bounce back tomorrow, to be honest with you. But hopefully, no nuclear bombs go off and everything ends quickly.
It's hard for nuclear bombs to go off when they're not real.
Wait, where'd
You're
Kim go?
crazy.
I know Kim
like,
was
I
just
literally
here.
just texted Dust like, dude, Kim finally came on the podcast. And
I'm so
No.
happy to have Kim here. There she is.
Kim.
Yo, what's up, Kim?
Kimmy.
Is
Kim's
your
not
mic on mute?
She'll jump on in a second. I gotta talk to Kim. I've been meaning to call her. I gotta call.
Kim,
Have a
if
little
you
chat.
hear us, sometimes you have to go into your settings inside this app and it'll set your mic and camera if you want your camera on.
Hey, not to change the subject, but did any of you catch some spokesman for the government? I wish I had his name. Wish I had the post. But somebody dropped a little bombshell in a news conference that they had talked to an astronaut member.
I have
of
the video.
Army.
I was hoping to talk about it. Cheney, where do I send it?
Soldiers. Yeah, send it to Cheney.
Put it on X. Send it on X somehow, even if it's in a message.
That there's
or tag me on X if it's somewhere, or just tell me what it is and I'll find it on X.
That there's active military soldiers / bases on the moon.
Oh, you did, JP. I'll find it on your page. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I actually posted a lot today. I was rage tweeting today. I waited for every Democrat politician to post some outrage about the Padilla beatdown, and I just went in there and just went. I had retard finder account liked one of my posts. I was so happy. God! Retard finder saw my post. Actually, retard finder follows me. Shout out to retard finder. Shout out to.
Well, you're one of the early whales in the coin. You're one of the OG whales in the coin.
This is true. This is why I'm going to name my new property in Texas the Retard Ranch. My wife says I can't do it, but there's going to be a sign and there's nothing she can do about it. So that's the way it's going to go. She's also a little suspicious that we're moving to Texas because she found out that Texas is not an alimony state. So now she's a conspiracy theorist thinking that I'm moving to Texas as a strategic chess move.
That's how quickly it happens.
Let's just say one of my crypto wallets is called divorcefund.eth. So feel free to send donations. It may go to good use in the near future. It's hard to say.
What where did you send that link, Jen?
Oh my God, JP.
Divorcefund.eth.
If you hear about a New Jersey man's sudden death tomorrow,
I can talk like this, right? Because she's not in the house right now. Normally she hears me. She listens from the corners. Waits to judge me.
I am scrolling for this thing. I got to find it somewhere on X.
Well, I married a good conservative Latina from Texas. I can't wait to get down to Texas, guys. I'm packing up shit every day right now. We're leaving in a couple weeks. We're fucking gone. Getting out of this blue state dystopia.
Did you send me the link, Jen?
Oh shit, I thought you said you had it on JP's thing. Hold on.
Oh, I thought I was just going to scroll through JP's and find it, but he really did comment a lot today.
I commented a lot. A lot. I can't believe it either. I filed 2 separate emergency applications to the court. One succeeded, one failed. I met with clients. I dealt with contractors. I packed shit. I did more today than I think I've done in any day in the past year. And I'm not even on anything. I'm not even on anything.
And I'm not at the airport.
Kim.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yay, I did it.
Thank you, Dick Cheese. I see you out there, Dick Cheese. That's a great name, by the way.
That is a great name. Da, 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 da.
What's going on, guys?
Kimmy!
Jen is sending me a link so we can pull it up because which we could have just told you about in between. Who was talking, JP? Some random politician or some random person, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I just got off the phone with the soldier."
No, it's not just some random person. Hold on, it's the secretary. It's the U.S. Army secretary.
Okay. And he's like, oh, did you send it?
Yep, I sent it.
Boom. Oh, I see it. Oh my gosh. I was staring right at it on JP's page.
Nice.
So stupid. Okay.
Oh, and then I liked Nick Sorter caught Jamie Raskin out on the street and fucking harassed him for a couple minutes. That was epic. I could just there's so much to talk about today.
Okay.
Here we go.
As young Americans across the country get to see
What's happening?
all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California.
This isn't it.
Or
That's
Yeah,
not
it is.
it.
Keep it going,
Oh,
dude.
okay.
we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Army to fill up our pipeline.
Yeah, I did not stop it at all. It kept pausing every few seconds.
Oh, I thought you stopped it.
No, it was so
you
weird.
literally stopped it right before he said it.
Or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the
Astronaut on the
freedoms
moon
that
who's a
are
soldier.
Yes.
What?
Of course.
Okay,
we
so
have people
first
on
of
the
all,
moon.
you are the U.S. Army Secretary. How do you have a slip so bad if we don't have soldiers on the moon?
Oh shit!
What is happening?
I got my crypto boy on the stage now. All right, there, Virus. All right, hang
tried
tight.
to
I go to enjoy
the
the lake
before,
house. I
there
come
was
back,
nothing.
the world's ending.
You look like you're on vacation, Virus.
I'm
you
in a
look good.
gazebo right now.
Yeah, you look good
Yeah,
for a change.
real nice. Okay,
Sometimes it helps get away from the charts and don't think about crypto or all the other crazy things going on in the world.
Dude, what'd you do? Pick
But then
the
you
lock?
get back and you get, what'd you say?
What'd you do? Pick the lock? I thought you were chained to your desk.
Yeah, right. It feels like that.
Glad you're out relaxing. I don't know why you're relaxing today, though. This is it, man. This is it. The last great
Yeah,
shakeout. It's happening. We got a Hebrew entry right now, buddy.
A Hebrew.
You got the Hebrew entry. There you go.
Boo, 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 boo.
Yeah, I
Bust
mean,
off.
we talked about this
Strike of
risk.
lightning.
Yeah, I'm the type
Go
of
ahead, give
person
us-
though where it's like, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news.
Yeah.
Market maker is trying to control the craziness, so that's a good sign. Right now, they're really just seeing if retail steps in and buys this up, but we might be at a local bottom. I am worried though with what it put on the chart. We talked about last time it will go sideways. If it goes sideways and then we break some lows, then that's where I'm going to start looking short. And if I'm just looking at the chart, I'm not thinking about the macro or the news or whatnot. It's not looking great. But if
Hey,
we
man,
hold this area,
it's just that Trump and World Liberty Financial wanted a good entry. They found some willing partners to help with that, and we're gonna have a healthy bounce out of here. So yeah, let's do it. Let's see how low we go. But I'm waiting. I'm good.
I'm so just looking at the chart, right? So when it came to this level, what I was saying the other day, so when emotions are high, right, you got to kind of like, what was I saying a couple of days ago? So at this level, I'm long. So I'm long from the bottom here. I'm only riding it to about 106, 107, and then I could share my screen too. Cheney.
Okay, I didn't know if you were at the same computer.
Well, let's not go too deep down the rabbit hole yet.
Yeah. So
we were
I could just walk through it then. So I'm long until 106, 107, and then I'm probably looking for some strength, some breaks from there. If we can't break that, I'm expecting 97K Bitcoin.
Eesh.
If we just go straight through all this, guys, all hell's going to break loose. If we get no recovery, no dead cat bounce, and we just go straight through, check out my tweet that I or X post I put out yesterday. We might be seeing a repeat of last May and June.
I saw that
69 code.
Yeah, I think 89K would be the target, but I'm not even there yet. I'm only worried about the next couple hours, honestly. So I'm long, and I'm hoping we break right out of here, and this is just FUD.
I agree. All right, so getting back to astronauts on the moon and World War III in the Middle East. Kim, how you doing out there? We didn't really get to hear from you. How you doing, Kim? Kim doesn't say.
Kim doesn't say anything in here.
Doesn't say.
Of course, I was out there posting a freaking post on X.
Uh-huh.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that to me.
Gotta be quick, Kim, sis!
Look, I'm even going to put my camera on. Woo!
Woo woo!
Can you see me?
No, don't lose
No.
your stream though, because we can hear you so
No,
good.
we can't see you.
Oh.
Kim hides.
Yeah, and sometimes it might take away all your audio if it might eat too much of your stream.
Fine.
What's going on? What do
I'll
you
play
think
around
of
with it.
everything, Kim?
Well, it's always concerning. I think that President Trump knows what he's doing and that he's thought of this scenario. And, I'm wondering, though, is this his worst case, medium case, or like this was, going to be more than likely to happen? Like, what was his idea?
I would
Sorry,
say
we've got
pretty much
helicopters flying over because I am like not far from Central Command. So,
I would say this is pretty much maybe the worst case scenario, right? Because they were so Donald Trump, the Trump administration had been involved with peace talks with Iran, right?
Peace talks.
A couple weeks ago that Israel was going to try to like upend the peace deal when he went to Saudi. But as of yesterday, like when they started pulling out the troops in the Middle East, like evacuating the bases, who's the special envoy guy? Lutnick came out and he's like, okay, good news, because Trump came out first yesterday and said pretty much like the Iran deal's over. I don't know what's going to happen to it. Like he had pretty much sounded like he would like it had fallen through, right?
Mhm.
And then late last night, Lutnick came out and he's like, oh my gosh, okay, listen, Iran is going to meet us in Oman on, I believe, Sunday or Monday. We're going to restart the talks. Everything's going to be great. And then Israel goes and does this. Right. And the problem is that now we have US officials saying that because of what they just did in Israel, like, I don't know, taking out like the general counsel and head of the military, that the response is going to be so great that that Israel's going to have to ask the US to come in and help them. And that's where the problem is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're in a kind of a wait and see. Like everything is speculation. I'm waiting to hear from the White House. I want to see what the fallout is tomorrow. I mean, all we can do is really just relax. I mean, and wait. I don't know what to do.
Yo, I just read somewhere that this is like the precision of the attacks was so good that basically they're saying that they're using AI to
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
defense, the air defense, it's all AI now.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying, right? So many people, when they hear like stuff like this going down, right, they panic because they're like, I don't want boots on the ground. I don't want my sons going to war, right? Like, those are not traditional. We don't fight traditional wars anymore, right? Like, we're not going to a battlefield where there's one side on one side and one side on the other, right? And then we fight, right? Like, and it's not even guerrilla warfare anymore with what we saw during the invasion of Iraq, where they would like hide in the buildings and shoot from the buildings, right? War today is there's a guy in Nevada right now sitting at a computer and playing like war games with real people's lives.
Yeah,
right?
there's
Just pressing buttons and launching missiles from 4,000 miles away.
I'm seeing reports that Israel attacked at least 6 military bases around Tehran, including Parchin, not sure what that is, and residential homes in 2 highly secure complexes for military commanders. So this is like a cut the head off the snake type operation.
Well, so when they say residential, right? It
It's
was
where the commanders lived.
Poor wording on that sentence, right? Because they say residential, but then they also say it's a military general's like area.
It's where they live.
Right. So it wasn't that they were striking civilian neighborhoods. They struck the building in which the generals were living, is what it sounded like.
You guys, this is just so crazy that you guys all remember John McCain bomb Iran.
I was singing it yesterday.
The Beach Boys.
The guy
Barbara
died
Ann,
yesterday.
the guy died yesterday from the Beach Boys. Shut it down. This simulation is too much.
Yo, guys, is it okay if I brought up another war topic?
Hell yeah, Augustus.
Sure. Bro, the day after tomorrow, we're looking at like potential civil war in the United States. They're calling it No Kings protests.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Augustus, we've been talking about this since last week, right? And one thing I do want to say, because it is being run by the Indivisibles group, and if you know anything about the Indivisibles group, they're the ones that were responsible for a lot of the protest riot organizing shit during 2020. When you plan large scale like events like that, like nationwide, right? Just because you put a dot on a map doesn't mean that there's going to be 200 people there with their pitchforks. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, those might be real people that signed up to hold an event, all those dots, right? But that doesn't mean that a riot is going to take place at that thing. They are perceiving this to be like how they are presenting it is that it's a peaceful protest against President Trump and the administration, right? The problem is that we already have leftist organizations and quote unquote illegal immigrants, which I don't think it's illegal immigrants, but that's besides the point, already causing riots in a whole bunch of cities across the United States, right? So if the riots weren't already happening, I would have a little more faith that this was going to stay peaceful, right? But the fact that the Indivisibles are doing it and you have the riots going, it raises the level, right? But just because there is a dot, it could be 2 people standing on the corner with a sign that says F Trump. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It doesn't automatically mean that the entire country is going to be on fire tomorrow.
Well,
right?
I also think that the timing, like of the governor's hearing today in the sanctuary cities, I mean, that if that wasn't inciting something, I don't know what was.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you know, in bumblefuck, you know, Nebraska, where there's a dot, I'm sure, you know, we're not really gonna have to worry about that too much. But in every major city, we're already seeing most of the major cities. Like, there was like a fucking bomb threat in Chicago that like last night. You know, some guy broke into a sewer system in Chicago and left a fucking bomb.
Well, I
And
was
they had to
telling
get
Jen
bomb
last
squad
night.
down there to what?
I was going to say, we were talking last night and I said, you know, why are not the like gangs like coming up and being like, listen, I'm an American citizen. Like, you are waving a foreign flag here. You are messing up my country. So I'm just surprised that they haven't jumped in on it.
Because these people are paid. It's not organic protests.
Yeah, it's deep state sponsored.
I think some are paid, Jen. I mean, there's a lot of whack job, you know, liberals that the college students have just gotten out.
I didn't say they were all paid, but the
yeah,
ones doing violence, I would venture to say are being paid.
The ones planning it and organizing it are. I think they're funded by the NGOs that got $79 billion in the 90 days before Trump took office. I think there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I think that it's like there's so many stupid people and they might think they're there for the right reason, and it actually could be a peaceful protest, but it's guaranteed that there's going to be an agent provocateur there that is paid to throw a brick through something so that it gets very violent very quickly.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. I think Saturday marks the day of like the initiation of it all, on where it's gonna keep going day after day after day after day.
But you got to
And
think what else is Saturday too is the Army's 250th birthday. They have all that artillery almost set up like they knew this was going to happen.
in DC, right?
But like
Yeah,
more
I
than
had
yeah.
I got tickets to that, but I don't think I'm going.
You're
I'm
like,
just like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that that we're gonna see like Summer Love 2.0, and it's basically like the Democrats are calling for a civil war. That's what I
I don't
think.
know. I don't think the American people are going to put up with that again.
How do you put a stop to something like that?
You call in the National Guard and you nip it in the bud real quick.
Yeah, I don't think Trump's messing around this time. I don't
Do you
think it's
think that
happening.
he'll put in like martial law?
No, I think that he'll call in the National Guard into targeted areas, and
Yeah.
he will crush it.
I mean,
Just like
'cause,
he
like,
did in LA. I mean, LA is pretty subdued the last couple
yeah, I
of
mean,
nights.
even LA, like I know the images we saw looked bad, but it wasn't like widespread. It wasn't all over the place.
No, and that's why he brought in the guard, because
Yeah.
they were spitting on cops. They were, throwing bricks at their cars, and he brought them in for
I hate when
optics.
if people spit on me. That is so like
Well,
offensive.
Jen said that last night. I mean, what Jen said is amazing. She's like, you don't see it on the camera, so it's like one of their number one tactics to use, and it pisses people off to no end. It's disgusting.
Well, it's
Because when
just
the
so
cops, when you
disrespectful.
spit at somebody, that's assault. So if somebody goes up and spits at somebody, people can see it in person. But when you're watching it from home on TV, it just looks like the cops start aggressing on a peaceful crowd, not realizing that there was a line of people spitting at them before they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're nasty. I don't know. There's going to be one of those No Kings protests about 10 miles from my house on Saturday. So I think I'm going to get Eagle One ready, my vehicle with a Trump flag and my megaphone, and go do some drive-bys.
You have to film it.
Guarantee
You have to
my
film it for
neighbor.
the show.
When are you going to do this?
Saturday.
I'll edit it all up
Dude,
for you.
Father's Day this week is this weekend. I was gonna say I should drive down. You, me, and
shit.
OG.
Is
Wait,
this
you know, there's probably one by you. There's literally one like in
By everybody.
everywhere.
Oh, my neighbor is definitely one of the lead coordinators for the one near me. I'm sure of it.
your neighbor?
Yeah. Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. He's
Ugh.
got TDS real bad.
Oh,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah. I got a neighbor a couple doors down, and he's such a whack job. He's been flying the Canadian flag.
Oh, same guy.
Same
It's just
guy.
almost
Not
like this whole
Canadian.
Israel shit is like a giant distraction.
Dude,
days
we're dealing with
before the shit
emotional
that
midgets.
pops off in our own country.
We're dealing with highly
here.
emotional, irrational people, and they're lashing out. And it's like, go ahead, lash out. You're gonna get smacked. You're gonna get beat.
Emotional midgets. We
You're
need
gonna
a
get
point.
grounded. You can do this if you want, but you are gonna find out. It's how it's gonna go.
I picture a whole bunch of like people like dusting off their pussy hats.
Yes.
Putting them on again for the weekend.
Yes. And Chuck the commie cuck Schumer is going to go and say some nasty, weird old Jewish man things. And he's going to sit there with The View and sound like a retard. And I loved Closet Cory Booker came out today and was saying stuff. I'm just getting a kick out of all this. Watching Padilla hit the ground and get put in handcuffs. I'm like,
That was amazing.
I'm like eating popcorn. It's so fucking great, man. This is like
I
when I
missed
was a kid.
I don't know. If something happens like a terrorist attack in any of these cities, or a riot breaks out, or the parade in DC gets targeted, in any way, shape, or form, I would feel more comfortable living in a martial law scenario, honestly. I would want them to put martial law into place until this shit. I mean, I would. That's how I feel.
You know what that
I wouldn't
means,
feel
right?
safe walking outside the house.
You know what that means, right? Second Amendment out the window. First Amendment out the window. Now, how do you protect yourselves against a tyrannical government?
I'll just tell you that after hurricanes in Florida, we get martial law by county and by the state in a state of emergency. Like you can't come in just to any county. You can't drive after certain curfew. You'll get pulled over, lose your total habeas corpus till the sun comes up the next day. Like and this is how it just is, depending on who your mayor is of your town.
Yeah, like I normally would never want martial law in any situation because I understand our rights would be stripped from us. But I trust President Trump with that sort of power more than I do any other president ever in history. So,
Yeah, but you're setting a precedence. Next time it won't be President Trump.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I don't think it requires it. I think that we're dealing with a very small minority of radical leftists, of anarchists who take advantage of every single situation to protest. They took advantage of the Rodney King and did that. It's all the same people, right?
Our
I know.
confidence is low, right? Well, it's higher than it's been, right? So I think that having that higher confidence, you got Americans going, you know what? We treat people pretty damn well. And when you're here legally in this country, we expect you to be a good model citizen and put in your time to make this country great. But you don't do that and you're gone. I mean, I've seen so many videos where it's like immigrants and they're talking about how, America is investing in me and I'm giving back to America. And we need to remember that we are a valuable nation and that we do have like leadership skills. I mean, we got some real dingbats in leadership, but as far as a people, we're generous, we're empathetic, we are, all of those things. You just got to, act right.
I'm going to show you
Okay.
the thing, Kim, since you're here real quick.
Hey,
Here's-
Cheney, can you send Gina the link?
Yeah, she has it in her gig.
Because I commented on her post
Okay.
and I was like, come and do the podcast. And she said, what time? So I don't know.
I'm pressing play.
Hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands off.
Many of our ICE agents have been docked for doing their duty.
Hands up. Hands
There's
up.
other ones of him.
What a douche nozzle.
He is. What an idiot. What a douchebag. You're right. He just looks like an idiot. He was pushing them, resisting, being obnoxious, rude, interrupting.
Is he telling them put their hands up?
I don't know who said that, if it was him or the security
this
guard.
is the thing, right? Is these Congress people and senators are showing up like and being like, I have, the ability to come in or
I'm a
I
senator.
ask questions.
I'm a congressman. I can go
Right?
wherever I want.
Except like during January 6th, when all the guys were in the gulag and we finally got to Congress that like, they're treating these guys really bad, denying them their human rights. Like, can someone please go in there and like do something? They got to the gulag in DC. It was Louis Gohmert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, like they were members of the oversight committee. So they show up and they walk in the lobby of the DC gulag and they're like, hey, we're members of the oversight committee. We're here. We are allowed to do inspections. Let us in. And they were like, oh, okay, no problem. If you guys could just step outside the lobby for a second, the warden will be out in a second to talk to you. As soon as they walked back out the door, they locked the door and refused to let them tour the facility.
Right.
So then literally that's what's her name?
Maxine Waters.
Crockett, the old lady, the old Jasmine Crockett.
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters. Right? She showed up to one of the facilities and tried to do the same thing. And our people did the same thing to her as she did to the J6, or they did to the J6ers. So like they do these things knowing that they're probably not going to get in, but they're going to be able to raise money off the fact that they actually got off their ass and did something.
Exactly. They're basically like douchebag influencers that have
That's
been given
exactly what they are.
Yeah.
that have been given a title, and they are privileged. They've been spoiled by their liberal Democrat privilege for the last 4 years, especially because no one holds them to account. There's only been Republicans prosecuted, Republican protesters prosecuted. That the Democrats have enjoyed this bubble of like they're completely immune from any consequences for their actions, and now they're finally getting equal treatment under the law, and they can't deal with it.
Well, and most of the Republicans are Democrats that are in Congress, anyways.
Rhinos, yeah.
They have had power. Think about how much power they have had for decades. I mean, basically, the federal government was at their beck and call. You know, like people like the Renee DeRestas of the world and the Bill Eboninas, and I mean, all of these people that have they've had run of the mill.
I just think they're all either CIA blackmailed or actually think that way. That it's like one of the three. Because
think
so
in
many
order
Republicans are the same dirty pool, just pretending they're going to show up or, vote one way, but nothing ever goes through and nothing ever changes. It's like this fake duality.
Well, I think to even get anything accomplished, right, you have to sell your soul, because we've seen it. Dustin and I have seen it so many times, right? They will get to DC and they get sat down by either Mitch McConnell's people or somebody like that, and they're like, listen, what committee assignments do you want? Okay. What chief of staff do you want? Okay. All right. Well, listen, if you want those things, listen, we got a couple things we just need to clear up here. Okay. You're going to vote yes on these bills. Now we know it's everything that you ran on and it's against it. We know this is totally against you, but you really want to be on the Homeland Security Committee, don't you? We know it was your dream since you were a young cadet at like the Naval Academy. All right. So just do it this one time. Not a big deal. And we'll get you on the Homeland Security Committee. And then all of a sudden they literally own you because they know you're willing to bend on your values. And then the price goes up from there.
They're hand selected. They're hand selected representatives. They're like regional vice presidents that have been given a territory to defend and fund the bureaucracy, the machine. We need a whole new Republican Party, and we might even need a third party. I know Elon floated the American Party, but I think with Trump and the team that he has in place, we can reform the Republican Party.
Got rid of the party system altogether.
Yeah.
I think the party system is retarded. Like the idea, well, no, because then we raise money for the whole entire party. Then I have to be a sycophant and agree with everything you say in this party to get any share of that money ever. Or I have to have all your okays so I can even get in these debates or get on screen time or get all this stuff. I just feel like it should be a person with their ideals and ideas, and they should run on that without a D, an R, an I, or whatever other letter they want to put by their name. I think it's bullshit. And I think overall, we're just running on the same abortion and war over and over again. Everything else is just lost in the sauce. So it's either this World War III that we're talking about or abortion. That's one of the things that's always going to come up in a conversation. And both of them are going to end in Hitler as the answer. And it's like, I don't know. I just think we're in like a really retarded time that we want to fix a system by redoing the system as it's already been done. And that seems insane.
Assistant to the regional manager. There's a bunch of Michael Scotts and Dwight Schrutes running around in Washington, D.C., and they all need to be smacked right in their fucking mouths.
Or why do we need these people to vote on all the things? Why can't we vote on the things without, like, they get up there? Isn't it interesting what ends up on your state ballot, what you actually have a say so, and then what we all wait on them to do the right thing by us? And then they never do, but then they hold it over our head like little golden carrots. Here, I'll legalize marijuana for you this year. Hey, I'll let you conceal and carry this year. Hey, I'll let you abort your baby this year. Whatever thing they drag in front of you. And then you become a solo issue person, that nothing else matters, and then nothing changes with that thing ever. It's kind of ridiculous.
I tried to get active in local politics 10, 15 years ago. I was put into some local positions of authority. They kind of, you could tell it was a test from the beginning to see if you would do the bidding of the people that were really in charge. So like, I'm on the planning board. You're told, we don't really want this project approved, or we want this project approved. You know, it doesn't matter what you think, get up there and do it. So after about probably the third or fourth time of me just ignoring what I was supposed to do, things soured. But they, you know, they have a farm system, and you're hand selected and groomed, and you're moved up through the system of the state and county political parties if you do what the bosses want you to do. And I guess that's kind of the way it is in any corporation. But I don't, you know, that's why should we expect any different? I think we just, something of the mindset has to change.
I just don't believe the same people that are allowed to be these little reptilians in Washington for decades, I don't believe they're winning their elections fairly. I think they're being stolen from the people. I feel like a lot of those people come from these same cities. Wherever the violence breaks out tomorrow is where one of these dirty politicians is from. Isn't that ironic and coincidental? It seems par for the course.
Did anyone see the reports today that the actual number of illegal immigrants in the country, beyond who has come in the last 4 years, the actual number here today is maybe around 50 million, which is the culmination of the last 20 years of overstaying visas from the last 15, 20 years, that we might have 50 million people in the country who are here illegally. And that means that the Democrats likely have an additional 50 seats in Congress that they shouldn't have. So I mean, it's like our elections have been completely fake for decades.
Depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
I think I think part of the thing is always talked about is that we end up with
Well, you guys, cheers. How's it going?
A breath of fresh air. Hi, Gina. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go alcohol. Go you guys.
Hey, Gina.
The dog's doing good, though. How's everyone doing?
Gina, how are you handling World War III?
You know, so far I'm doing okay. Don't ask me that in like 5 minutes, but hanging with my homies. So how about you?
It's great to have you. Yeah, we're just watching the world burn domestically and internationally. We're watching the crypto charts crash. You know, but we're here together. You know, it's not where you are, it's who you're with.
Yeah, when Jen told me, I was like, oh, I'm so coming on. I need to be with the homies and this crazy. It's, you know, when you were at 9/11 and everyone was like remembering where they were, we're gonna remember where we were on this day.
Oh my god, that's like Butler. Okay, I was literally on stage in Diligence Space. As I'm listening, I'm like, that's fucking gunfire. That's not fireworks. And then they were like, Trump is getting shot, and I'm like, what? Like, that was in the moment I had to react, and there was something like, I don't know, like 1,500 people or more on the space. It was so crazy.
That's scary.
Christine Nunya just posted, I elect JP for president. Thank you. I accept your nomination.
I mean, we would all be safer. It really doesn't.
Are any of you guys short right now?
I
Is
love you,
anyone short
Hill.
taking advantage of the dump?
No, I missed the short.
No one.
I should have. I hate shorting.
Yeah, me too.
It got me there.
Yep, we do all have intro songs, Shunter.
Quick flash to crypto. What are you thinking here, Virus? We find a bottom. Looks like Bitcoin's got a little support.
If we break 104.1, then that's a breakout.
Okay, 104.1. Let's go, baby. Up, 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 up.
Me too, Myth. Me too. Shout out to everyone in the comments. Go birds! Go birds! Go beers! We've got some birds fans in the audience. Hell yeah.
It's
I am
awesome.
excited for this season. I'll tell you that. We're looking
Repeat.
pretty good.
Repeat.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be over cocky and confident, but I'm not unconfident.
We got a great team, young quarterback stud, young running back stud. Our defense is coming back. We're going to have the best offensive line in football. Nick Sirianni's proved himself to be a great game day coach. Yes, I agree. I bleed green, baby. 700 level for life.
Let me ask you this. Who can compete with us? Like, seriously.
The Chiefs again. The Chiefs will be there because of Mahomes. In the East, I mean, the Cowboys are dead. They're just done. They're I don't know what they're gonna do. The Giants are miserable. The Redskins, they showed some strength. They have a young quarterback. We'll see, but I don't think they have the full package. Otherwise, in the NFC, I don't know. I mean,
who gonna check us, Boo? Well, Hill's saying go Steelers, PA family. Hell yeah. I'm here for it.
Taking us back to crypto for a second, my 14-year-old explained to me what the difference between a wick and the wax was on the candles today, and I feel very smart.
You didn't know the difference between the wick and the wax?
I had no idea. It was a candle.
It's a big part. It's important.
Yeah. So I've been watching all of these token tinfoils, and I'm like, I have no idea.
So you know what my trick is with meme coins? I use the Heikinashi candles. So I don't use the normal.
God bless you.
It's you use them too, right, JP?
I do. I like them.
You still use them? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of like momentum. So candles that show more momentum.
They show nice curvature.
Nice curvature.
Yeah, nice little curvature.
So explain the difference between those and regular candles.
So regular candles are straight up price action, right? So it's where like the open and the close is the wax, and then the wicks are the price action above and below. Heikinashi's averages of like previous candles, and it shows more of the momentum and direction. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but if you're not even really familiar with the normal candles,
you'll like them.
You'll like them.
Yeah, if you switch in the FX in the setting on your chart to the Heikinashi, you'll see that like there's like clear green sections, and then it goes to like the red section. Yeah. It's like it shows you like better waves, I think.
That's what and when we first started the podcast, when I was sharing my screen, those were Heikinashi candles. It's easier to spot the uptrends and downtrends.
They have a lean, Kim. That's what they look like different to me. Like they actually have a lean of momentum. Yeah. So it's not just the green and red that you're seeing. The candles kind of get like a curve to them. Like they're leaning into the momentum too.
So legend has it that apparently the same family that invented the original candles that we all use, the same family, but like next generations, modified it and made the Heikinashi. So it's just a better version of the original.
This
going for the leaning candles. I can't wait.
This geek out moment is brought to you by A Virus. I love your geek outs.
Perfect. Is anything else going on in the world today?
No, but you guys are making me really bearish. I was like just starting to get bullish there too. It's like civil war, the world ending.
I'm not feeling this. Like I'm kind of with Jen on the just because you have it all over the map, that's meant to spread more fear than anything, to get us to not Flag Day, which I believe in flag magic. I think they use it everywhere. I think all of our state flags and everything, the symbols really matter. That's why they wanted to take the Dixie flag off the South, because I think it's the opposing flag to the crown. And I think that's this really big deal to them. So I think they want us all inside to be scared during that day. And I just keep getting like, we're going to have Christmas in July. Everything's going to be way more than okay by 7/4, because that's the mirror of 47, and it's all 74 and 47. So on Independence Day, I think we truly celebrate our independence, maybe from the crown, maybe from Israel, or maybe from a shadow government. But I'm a super optimist, glittery red pilled. I think everything's going to be more than okay.
Let
Did
me
anybody-
ask you with Trump, what do you think Trump's relationship to Israel is? Like, what is that? What's the deal with that?
Oh, Jen can answer that one.
Jennifer.
She might be finishing a post.
Trying to
Oh.
unmute, sorry. Trump's relationship to Israel. Okay. So his daughter Ivanka, right, married Jared Kushner, who is a Jew, and she converted to Judaism. So all of his grandchildren with Ivanka are Jewish, right? Now, Donald Trump has always had a good relationship with Netanyahu and Israel, right? However, Donald Trump is America first. But if a president is going to be supportive of Israel, Donald Trump is definitely supportive of Israel, and their right to defend themselves. However, he also is a big believer in peace, which is why you see him pursuing things like the Saudi deal, and then trying to get this nuclear deal done with Iran before Israel launched this attack. However, that did not prove to be the timeline.
Well,
wrong.
didn't Trump smack him a few times in recent months?
Hold on, before we go there. Okay, so his in-laws are Jewish. I'm a little bit Polish and Italian, but I'm really American, right? And if
Just
my
a little bit
in-laws-
Polish.
That's a little bit. If I was my in-laws were something and my grandkids or my kids, it wouldn't make me be the president and have the allegiance that I feel he has with Israel to either country. So that's what I'm not.
Well, it's also historic, right? Israel has been our ally since its inception in 1945, right? Or I think it was 45, right? They are a strategic base in the Middle East,
54,
right? They provide a lot of
They're our greatest ally, Jen. Don't forget the greatest part.
That's part of the psyop. They have to be our greatest ally because we
they're our
help the
ally.
crown
I'm just leaving it at our ally,
create.
right?
They're our ally for all of the fake wars we go into in the Middle East.
And it's also biblical, Gina, right? So in the Bible,
Right.
it clearly says, right, that Christians are to support the Jews and Israel. Now people can we can get into a pissing contest of what that really means, but the Christian people of our nation, right, have taken that to mean. So you have the big evangelical preachers, the TV preachers, all having John Hagee has what is it? Christians for Jews or something, or Christians for Israel. It's very historic. And because Donald Trump has always had, he's had a good relationship with everybody pretty much, right? But coming into this, especially with his relationship, or his son-in-law being Jewish, Jared Kushner. And remember, Kushner was in the White House during the first term and was largely responsible for the Abrahamic Accords.
Mm-hmm. I think Trump is focused on everybody getting as wealthy as possible and not fighting wars. I really think that's his driving motivation, that there can be peace through prosperity. And on the flip side, I think Elon Musk, I think everything Elon does is to get to Mars. Like everything, every single thing he does is designed to enable his ultimate goal of settling Mars. Whether it's
I don't think it's actually Mars. I think Mars stands for something.
Yeah. Whatever it is, he's trying to get somewhere but here.
Well, and I think that he
Back
also
home.
has this strategy of making the people that, you know, are in the industry that he is changing to make sure that they
That on the
still have
screen.
money, you know? So he,
Can you go back to that
What
comment,
one?
Cheney? The synagogue of Satan
Boom.
one. Right? Because I want to address that, right? I don't think it says all Jews, right? But in the end times, in Revelation, right, they said that there will be Jews who will represent themselves as Jews, but they actually pray at the synagogue of Satan, right? So there is a group of people who are actual Jews, and then they're the ones apparently who are pretending to be Jews.
What did he say about Israel? I know it was like Israel will never be taken again or something. Well, do you know that part I'm talking about?
Well, remember, like, if you read through the Bible, right, it becomes pretty clear that the Jews' first coming will be Christians' second coming, right? And in the end times, Israel is supposed to, I guess, like turn away from like God, right? And pretty much get destroyed. That's why you have like the Mog and Magog, where it like all of the enemies from around Israel gang up with the 1,000,000-man army and walk down through the dried up Euphrates River.
That is interpreted, Gog and Magog is interpreted in so many ways. Like it is such a crazy, it is a big, huge, crazy story. Like that is
100%.
something that they could make a 15-minute movie of and just have the Gog and Magog be so scary. I talk about it a lot on my show. It like comes up randomly, like, oh my Gog and Magog. Like, I don't know. We'll just always say it. So
well, how many of
anyone in my
how,
weird audience is so used to Gog and Magog.
how many, how many of our issues, challenges, if you will, would disappear if we were to, not support BB? I won't say the whole.
The state of Israel would cease to exist.
I don't
Great
think the people
question.
of Israel back BB.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that I don't know if I buy into Israel, the place, as being what we are supposed to protect and stand up for. I think that the people, and I mean, whether they live on that land or they live here in the United States, are what we're supposed to protect and support.
Well, listen, if we want to like throw our tinfoil hats fully on, I'm kind of starting to believe that America might be like Israel.
Yes, Jen.
I'm not even
Yes,
joking.
I love it.
Right? Like you look at the Colorado River, you look at Death Valley, you look at Utah, right? There's a girl on TikTok who's going through the map of Utah and showing that like all of the places that are talked about in the Bible, right, clearly have a place in Utah, biblically accurate.
Oh, we gotta
Now
send
you
that to
can say,
Cheney.
well, that's because the Mormons believed in God, and when they came across the country, right, they just named it after places in the Bible, right? Or what if, right, there were, because I go look at the Mormon temple in Salt Lake City and tell me that a bunch of people in covered wagons built that.
Well,
I
and
think they
Jen,
were just bad with directions, Jen, and they didn't realize that they were in the US. And
I think all those buildings were there.
yeah. So
I think they were founded and discovered, not built. That's why there's no pictures showing how these buildings get built.
Jen, can you send some of those TikTok videos to Cheney? That, especially that one that you originally sent me, where she goes out and she lays them out, and then she compares them to sites in Israel versus Utah.
Yeah, let me see if I can
You guys
find
got to see this.
the
It is
thing.
incredible.
It's even if you think of certain things from the Bible about like Jesus walking on water, it is very easy to float on top of buoyancy, which is a ton of salt. And so Salt Lake City has the Great Salt Lake, which is nothing but water that anyone can walk on. And so there are a lot of things that could go with different miracles in the Bible that could link the Mormons, and all of our history is stolen. Like I do like that somebody brought up the Balfour Declaration from the Rothschilds and the Crown, because it all happens around the same time that we are in this endless war. That's when this whole thing, part of the Bible, starts. Like Alexander the Great never gets a world war before his name, like in China, never a world war before their name, like any other great war. It starts all with this Balfour Declaration. And then we get the WW, which is a 33 on its side, one. WW2, and then this one would be a 333. So it's just W on its side. So now you have 333. So at 333, that's when they struck Iran, and that's the symbolism that we're
Whoa.
going into right now.
Well, I
So I
didn't.
just, in the whole book, in the whole Revelations, you have to have 3 great world wars. None of the other wars were great. The Revolutionary War wasn't good enough for you. So, but this one's gonna be it. This is what we're waiting on. So everybody put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye, and then you'll be safe from a nuclear weapon.
Get under your desk.
Cheney, it's the videos in your DMs.
You know what somebody was saying too? How many times, I think she's older, and she's like, I can't tell you over the past 30 years how many times they said is Iran is super close to making nukes, and like they really have. Like
My whole life.
Here, yeah, literally same. So I don't know. I hope
And that means we have to believe that we created nukes. We have to believe in Hiroshima and Nagasaki the way they told us, and it's not right. They didn't land on a Navy plane and land in China afterward, after dropping these 2 bombs, a nuclear war. I just think it's all bullshit. It's the same as us going to the moon. The second we're like, hey, everyone, look at this movie we just pulled off. Now, every planet, every country around the world scared we can get a missile to them because we just showed them we can land on the moon. That's all it's about. Same as the military parade that Trump's about to give in Washington. It's just showing military might. Same as China flying their drones over like that. It's just showing you what they can do with their military. So I just think it's all bullshit. It's movies versus movies, and it is so much cheaper for them to wag the dog than to actually shoot missiles. So it's easier for them to do all of this in a production studio.
Well, think about it. Why have we had relative world peace this whole time? Nukes.
I mean, have we had world peace? Because I feel like my whole life.
No, but what I'm saying is we haven't had full-fledged. We've had regional conflicts, right? Iraq, Iran. There hasn't been like a full-fledged big conflict since we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And ever since then, oh, well, you don't want to mess with America, they'll nuke you. Oh, you don't want to mess with Israel, they'll nuke you. Oh, you don't want to mess with Russia, they'll nuke you. Right? Like the whole threat is a nuclear
Yet
annihilation.
Russia's
If
being
nukes-
attacked right now, and Israel's being attacked right now, and we're being attacked right now. Make it make sense.
Well, we talked about
saying.
this at, in our civics space the other night, right? We got into Harry Truman and Dwight Eisenhower, and just that whole time period when the bombs were being dropped. We learned about the different bombs and what they were made of and how they reacted. So the Manhattan Project, all of that stuff. That again, what we've learned in recent years with the hearings and all of that kind of like the government has come out and actively said that they have weapons that can control the mind, and so does China, and so does Iran, and so does Russia. So I think Cheney's right. It's all a bunch of bullshit, and they just create these events that are made to control us.
Well, speaking of, we just went through like 3 days of like insane events after, well, maybe 4. Well, Elon and Trump started it. Then after that, we had the riots. I'm sorry. Then we had everyone freaking out about what was in the actual documents for the big beautiful bill. then we had the riots, then now we have this war, and then the 14th coming up. Like, what the
I would
fuck?
argue that
But
Congress started that, not Elon and Trump. Congress started that because Anna Paulina Luna came on and she went, "Oh, none of Elon's cuts are in any of the bills. We're not even going to, we're not even going to propose them." Right? So they baited him and they baited Trump and they played it.
Yeah, you saw what she did today?
No, I didn't see it.
She put up a beautiful lapel pin that she received from the CIA.
Who did?
I really hope she wears it with honor.
Who?
Anna Paulina Luna.
Anna Paulina
Huh.
Luna.
So she started talking smack last week. Like Elon was already kind of.
Don't even get me started,
Huh?
Kim. Seriously.
What?
We'll talk later about. I'll talk to you after about
Don't
that.
save the Anna Paulina tea.
Wait.
And
So I'm not allowed to talk about it?
No.
She has
I'm
more
just
tea to
saying.
spill to you off air.
I have more tea.
Oh, okay. No problem. We call that honey.
A little sweetener for your tea.
Exactly. But so Elon was already sort of aggravated, and that's from Massey and Rand Paul and all of these guys, right? Because they're talking about, oh, there's not enough cuts in this, da la la la. Meanwhile, they know damn well that they can only put a certain amount of stuff in this reconciliation bill because this is to reconcile the fiscal year 25 budget. Okay. They haven't even gotten into fiscal year 26 and the cuts that they're going to be making in the appropriations bills. Then Anna Paulina Luna comes in and she's like, oh, we're not putting forth any of the cuts in any of the appropriations bills. We're not even going to, we're not even going to, what's the word? Entertain it. And that's when Elon lost his shit and, called Trump a, Epstein file person.
I don't think Elon's cut out for politics. I think he.
Did you get that video,
He's got-
Shani?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Jay.
Did you send it to my DMs on X?
On X, yeah.
Up, it's not there.
Elon's too factual data. I've found the solution to this formula. This is what needs to happen. And the whole Washington D.C. mess, making a law is watching sausage being made is reprehensible to him, and it's reprehensible to most people. That's why most people don't want to be involved in it.
Yeah, it's fair.
I mean,
So basically, we're fucked. Really glad that I got to meet you guys.
It's nice knowing you.
No
Go
way.
Birds.
This is the highest possible timeline. The last thing. Go Birds.
I know. Everyone's
We're fucked. So go Birds.
Yeah, I've been praying 20 times a day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I'm just like, holy cow, this is weird. I don't like it. I just want to have a good life. I really would like them to get their shit together and have fun.
Does this feel more or less intense than 9/11 to you? Or were you alive for that?
Well, I was pretty young, and I didn't even understand what war and all of that kind of stuff really is. And I know that, every time something happens, everyone's always like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I thought it was the end of the world 15 years ago, when I started going down the rabbit hole. But I don't know. I don't like it here very much. I can't wait for the end of the world.
They've been telling us it's the end of the world since my whole life too. So
yeah. So it's just oh my God, it's exhausting. And I don't like that everyone's feeling that,
It also could be the full moon that just passed. The full moon was in Sagittarius, which is the tip of the spear. It's Sagittarius, it's an archer. So then also with the tip of the spear and Fort Bragg and everything that we're in, a full huge strawberry moon, the energy is real.
So Israel's media outlet N2 is reporting Israel's attack on the Iran Dome done in coordination with U.S. Did they really just
wait, who's reporting that?
Israeli
And
media
until
outlet
Donald
and
Trump
to
tells me that that we were involved in it.
no, Kim, I don't. No, I don't. The point is here, you have Israel. Donald Trump came out and he did not mince his, or Rubio came out, did not mince his words. We had nothing to do with it. Keep your dirty fingers off of our bases. Israel, through the media, is coming out and undermining Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Could be
And that is,
propaganda.
I think that, I mean, Trump, he had to have been expecting this.
This is why you stay away from ex-wives' families and husbands. Okay.
Somebody posted a little while ago in the comments, I'm so jealous of the Amish. They have no idea any of this bullshit's going on.
The Pennsylvania Amish.
That's right, baby. Lancaster.
If you were Mennonite, I think, isn't that where you're like partially Amish, but you can use technology?
Yeah.
I think that's the smartest way to be. If you were Mennonite, you're almost like a lowercase god amongst the rest of the Amish.
I think they're going to start having like Amish vacation packages, like where you can go and learn how to make butter and stuff and live like a
They already
clean
have
life.
that.
Yeah. It's a thing.
I've done it. It's fantastic.
You both have done it.
It's fantastic, dude.
Everyone I know in New England has the Amish build them something. Like everyone I know up there with land, they have a barn or a cabin or something
the
that
best
the
stuff.
Amish built them because they don't use any metal screws. It's all wood on wood, so then it swells and stays together forever. It's like the best made barn.
You know what else is the best? Go to
They're
a good Amish smorgasbord. Okay.
Oh my God.
I can recommend
I have
one. There's
never
one
been
called,
one.
Oh, there's one called Miller's Smorgasbord in the Lancaster area. Dude, it's like 200 different dishes of every variety. There's Amish virgins serving every kind of pastry and food you can think of. It's just, I don't know why it's better that way, but that's the way it is. Dudes carving meat, turkey, ham, fish. Go to town. Miller's.
Okay.
Their stuff is just so fresh from their land. They all, make everything, grow everything. Like they live on
maybe the Amish. So maybe the Amish can, cure the Muslims or the jihadists, by serving them delicious food with virgins. I don't know, but I know the Mennonite makes some damn good sticky buns.
Yes.
Their
Yes, they
desserts
do.
are great.
The Amish
Sticky
bakeries
buns.
are the best, man. They are the best.
They're gonna save the world. You wait.
They're gonna save the world.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of abuse that goes on for ladies in the Amish community.
And I mean, in ours too. What does difference?
I know, but I
it's
think that
sort of
we
like-
at least have the opportunity to tell somebody. There's nobody to tell for girls in the Amish community.
Well, we could give them a little bit of our good juju, and they can, teach us to be better.
You trying a Me Too movement for the Amish right now?
I mean,
never
I'm
Me Too.
telling
I'm
you,
not a
I've been
feminist.
having this feeling that they are going to be an integral part in saving the world, and they've already done some of it by voting for Donald Trump.
Fair enough.
So, Cheney, you should have the video now. And then breaking, a G3 strong geomagnetic storm warning has been issued through 600 UTC on 13th of June due to persistent CME activity.
Right in DC where Trump's having his birthday parade.
What? Wait a minute. Back up.
English,
What is that?
What is that?
That's why I read about that, Cheney. That's exactly why I read it.
What?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I just was like imagining that's how it was going to end.
Is this about the magnetic poles or something, or the magnetic fields?
No, so this is the coronal mass ejections from the sun.
Right. All right. So the sun
And
is.
one is about to hit us at a G3. I think like the highest is like a G5, maybe.
Yeah, I think geez.
Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm not a scientist.
Des knows all about this.
I feel like these solar storms always happen, and then they say, "Oops, the satellites went out," and it was like a very.
There was a big
opportune
outage today. There was a bunch of stuff out today. Okay, I just want to.
Yeah, we are just living in.
So, according to the Wall Street Journal, President Trump told Israel not to strike Iran Monday.
It's a pretty hard.
What if biblical Jerusalem?
Oh. You want me to play it?
arm's length by the Trump administration.
Oh, I've heard her. She is really good. My voice just.
She's really good. In Utah. If you've been following me, you know I have a ton to say on this topic, and I'm working really hard on creating videos to explain the things that I'm finding and learning. However, someone recently asked me, well, why would you even look in Utah to start with? Like, what is it about that place that would make you think, oh, I should start looking here for biblical lands? So I wanted to share really quickly one of the main reasons why Judah would be a place of interest. So the Bible very clearly describes Jerusalem as being near an inland salt
This is
sea
4 minutes long.
and an inland freshwater body of water, and that those two bodies of water are connected by a river. Well, what do you know? There are actually worlds that fit that precise description, and one of those is in Utah. So here's the summary ChatGPT gives on the topic. I don't use ChatGPT for my research, but I do use it to summarize stuff sometimes.
What part to go to,
That
Jen?
meet this specific
There's
description.
no specific. She just
Over
goes
a whole
and
bunch
she
of
lays
things.
The
out.
original Hebrew meaning of the place names
speed
given
her
in
up
the
a little
Bible
bit.
are often a very literal of elimination.
Yeah, put it
How
here.
far coming to these conclusions and also learning from others. I don't want to make you think that I have come up with this all on my own. I am grateful to others and what they have shared with me and are teaching me.
She seems like a
But
sweet
you can
lady.
find all of this yourself just in scripture alone. It's fun,
Yeah,
you know, you can use other resources as well, old map.
Yeah, I don't think that was the one that shows the pictures of Israel and the pictures of Utah, like where they describe the different
Them
things.
right next to each other.
Yeah. So one of the videos that she does like she states some biblical thing, and then she shows a picture of it in Utah. It's got the same name, and then she shows a picture of it in Israel, and it's like wah wah wah.
Here. The Jordan River, maybe?
So there's the Jordan River. There's
The gates,
obviously the Dead Sea would be Salt Lake
the
City.
gates, the
or
city of
Salt Lake.
David, all kinds of stuff. But in Utah, it's
It's actually creepy.
it's a natural formation. In Israel, it's man built.
I can kind of get down with some of that.
So there's a breaking.
Well, and it goes to Dustin's theory about Death Valley being Sodom and Gomorrah, and with all the melted buildings, right? Zion, just like that comment. There's so many things, and you go to Utah, and it is the most absolutely just breathtaking place.
Yeah,
of just natural beauty. Like if I have to say, like, there's one place I can say, wow, God, not that I doubt God exists, right? But that you can actually be like, okay, this was created by God. There's no way. Utah.
I mean, look at me. Look at you. Look at all of us. There's no way that we weren't created by God. But I know what you're saying when, like, you see a place like that too, and you're like, hold on.
Where it's just so overwhelmingly naturally beautiful with like bent rocks in an archway. And you're like, dude, rocks don't naturally form like that. Like, how did it get like that? Obviously, God did that. There's no other explanation.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
And
So pretty.
isn't it like Joseph Smith or Brigham Young? I always forget what came first, but like they left Salem, which is the original name for Jerusalem in the United States. They left Salem after the witch burning, took all of the knowledge of all the people that they burnt, and then they killed natives, stealing their information as they made it to Utah. And then he gets murdered by the other guy, and that's where the religion that we know now, like the Latter-day Saints, is what it is now. But there used to be a whole bunch of more mysticism to it. I love I think the like Mormonism and the Mormon mafia and Mormons in America are like an untapped rabbit hole.
Oh my God, it's so fascinating. I've gone down so many rabbit holes with the Mormons. Like, dude, it's pretty crazy. But they did just, I want to say you know where else is really biblical is like Tennessee, Kentucky, right? And if you look at the Mississippi, you have Memphis, you have all of these cities that are actually on the Nile River in Africa, right? And they keep finding buried all of this ancient what do they call it? Paleo Hebrew. They found Paleo Hebrew tablets in Tennessee within the last month that are the oldest known written copy of the 10 Commandment tablets. Okay, so you're asking yourself, how did Paleo Hebrew get in Tennessee and buried?
I'm down with that.
So basically, we need to start telling everyone that the U.S. is Israel, is what you're telling me. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, 10 minutes ago, Iran came out with a statement. I'm seeing Nick Sorter report it as breaking Iran's statement that the U.S. and Israel will suffer a harsh blow for tonight's attacks.
I do think it is interesting and it's triggering a little bit how I see your post. Like, I'm just reposting something, but then I'm going to put a whole bunch of alert and radars and stuff at the top. And I put breaking news because I read it and I'm just reposting it. It's just a repost. It's not breaking news. You're just reposting something you read on Twitter too. Like this whole "we are the news" now has made people like, instead of all being like, let's turn in our neighbors, we're all cops. Now we're like, let's turn all of our neighbors and we're reporters. Breaking news. You're not breaking it. I actually saw it 2 hours ago. Like, that's the whole thing too. I want to get pissed at some of these people who are my friends that I'm just like, coming to you live from X Spaces right now. This is breaking news given to me by, I just reposted it from the same account you follow. It's like bullshit.
And then I'll see it and I'll read it and I'm like, that was like 7 hours ago.
Oh, like you just woke up. Guess who just woke up? Breaking news. You'll see tomorrow people writing breaking news about war with Iran, and you'll be like, oh, guess who just got back to X?
I started doing that though. It's such like a good engagement farming trick.
Dude, if you put alert and put breaking news, all of a sudden 1,000 more impressions. I'm like,
yeah, I do like the little like emoji with like the siren, and I'm like, breaking news,
warning.
Wow, I'm gonna now that's fun. I'm gonna do some weird breaking news stuff.
And it doesn't even have to be real news. You could just be like, breaking news, Gina likes the birds.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the fun way to do it for sure. JP's content has been getting really good lately. I'm like, okay, JP, I'm going to town. I'm loving it.
Wait, Gina, where are you originally from?
Me?
Where do you think?
Pennsylvania. Philadelphia suburbs.
Well, obviously, JP, you ain't from Philadelphia, and you're a Birds fan. What's your excuse?
Well, I'm from the New Jersey side of Philadelphia. I'm from the Jersey suburbs of Philadelphia. Thank you very much.
Jersey.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure that's where New York brings its trash.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. But listen, we all love each other. We all love birds. And there's actually
listen, I'm a born and raised New Yorker over here. I have
and yet you all come down here and go on our beaches every summer. This is where you get away from the fucking chaos and trash in New York.
GTL, baby. GTL.
Yes, I love the Jersey Shore. You know what? So I was so excited when I came out west to go to the California beaches, because I'm like, California beaches, you see them on the movies, you always hear about them. And then I went to them and I'm like, where's the boardwalk? Like, where's the rides? Like,
why can't I swim in the ocean? Because I might die.
Why is it freezing? Yeah, I'm like, wait, like this is not down the shore. Like where? I'm like, this is like what you guys been doing your whole childhood.
We do have
like,
nice beaches here. We do.
We do. I had a great childhood. I really did.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't say all of New Jersey's beaches are nice.
No,
okay?
Of course.
And when
Asbury Park, okay.
And when you walk on the beach, that you are greeted by the wall of no. It's a 15-foot tall sign with the 30 things that you are forbidden from doing, and I mean everything.
What beach is that?
Oh, go to Long Beach Island. Go to any of the Jersey Shore beaches
Any
now.
of them now.
They got
Yeah.
the wall of no running, no alcohol, no
No
radios playing
talking.
music, no throwing balls, no tents,
No dogs.
no. You can't do anything. It's basically walk onto the beach very
That's what
quietly
happens when you have liberals.
and sit down. And you have to sit in the designated area. And they have lifeguards that have a swimming zone now that's about 30 yards wide. And if you dare go outside the flags, they have these giant sirens and whistles, and it's like you can get
Whistles.
arrested.
Watch
Screw
the
that
tram
shit.
car, please. What? Watch the tram car. They don't have that either.
Well, listen, guys. Go
Everybody,
ahead, Jen.
oh, I was just saying, everyone should go put gas in their cars immediately because oil was up 5%. Now it's up 14%.
I filled
Filled
up
up.
today, luckily.
Filled up yesterday.
It's never a bad thing to do. Keep your cars before you do fly off. If you guys want to do a space afterwards, Jen or Kim or Gina or anyone on X, we can shout out, and anyone on X can follow everyone on the stage, and then you can join the space and talk about whatever we talked about tonight.
Wildwood is trash. Wildwood's a good time though. If you're ready to have a good wild time. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
You and Dustin's daughter had the graduation today.
We did. I'm stuck in Florida because we have a dog and a cat and could not bring them on the plane, right? So I had to stay, unfortunately. But Dustin and Abby got to go, so they're out there. And yeah, she graduated today.
Well,
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Dust got to thank you. Dust got to meet the boyfriend, so it was a big
Now,
deal.
Jen, that's the daughter that I met in DC that time, right?
No.
Oh, that was a different one.
Nope, that's Abby. So you met Abby. Abby lives here with Dustin and I. And then Ashley is Dustin's oldest daughter, his firstborn. But she's such a good kid. She's always been like Dustin always says, she's like organizing kids on the playground, but she really was, right? Like she was always like type A, completely organized, leader of the band. Like, okay, she's gonna be just fine. There's little Ashley.
That's so cute. What a big day.
Since Dustin posted it, I don't feel like I'm doxing anything.
No, you're fine.
It's cute.
And
I always think
Wildwood
it's cute.
is trash, but it's our trash. Okay, so it's fine. Like
seaside.
So, guys, it's 11 o'clock. I'm thinking that it's time to wrap it up. What do you think?
I think
good. Sounds good to me.
This was fun. It's a wild day,
Yeah.
wild night. We might have a pop-up space or stream tomorrow, depending on what's happening. It's a wild time right now for everybody. So you want to go around the horn here and give some closing thoughts? Start with you, Jen.
Yeah, I just want to apologize to Bossman Dust. Sorry that the sharing got a little messed up. But Cheney, I was thinking we could also just stream this tomorrow on the Tinfoil and Tokens X account. Kelly can do it or something. So we can just restream this tomorrow or something. But yeah, thanks everybody for listening and everybody in the comments. Really appreciate
Lots of comments
it.
tonight.
And Jen always is running spaces, you guys, so you can find her at Jennifer Lawrence on X. And also Kim.
At Jen Lawrence 21.
See, yeah, make sure you, because your name's not written on here. And I do think a lot of the people watching will go to X and join
I should
spaces.
do that. Yeah, I think.
Oh, I should. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oops.
Kim?
Oh, well, I'm very excited that I got to come on tonight. It's great
Yes.
talking with all of you.
Good job,
We
Kim.
love having you.
And I did, Cheney, I did send you the right Utah versus Israel video. So maybe next time we can play that.
Yeah, we could do a whole show on that. I think Utah is so
girl.
interesting. Utah is so interesting. And Kim, how does everyone find you on X?
I am at _ Kim Says.
And so
That's
Kim's
right.
always running spaces too and telling you of how you can help save your local and federal government. And she is really in the know. So it's a good person to follow.
Amen to that. Gina, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be gambling, getting trashed live Me and Rocky are going to be playing. Check out my profile. You'll find the information on there in my bio. And yeah, I'm just happy to hang. Thanks for having me. And I'll be seeing you guys soon.
And you're just at OMGina on X?
OMGina ETH, yeah.
OMGina ETH. So you guys...
2 underscores. I have 2 accounts just in case Elon tries to put me in timeout again. Again.
Well, I'll check. I'm going to check out your, is that going to be what, like a X space, video space?
No, it's on hype.bet.
Oh,
so it's an online casino. So I'm going to be gambling, playing the slots, and you guys can put money in the same slot with me. And like it'll be like just like this, except it'll just be me and then the slots, and then like it'll tell you like how much money each person put in per like which percentage of the win or loss they would get.
I'm gonna check. I'll check it out once I get back from the Phillies game. I'm going to see the Phillies tomorrow night. It's our last Phillies game before we move to Texas. We got some seats right behind home plate, so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a kind of like a feel. What is it like a? What's that feeling? It's like a happy, sad feeling.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like,
I can't think of the word.
Melancholy, nostalgic.
Yeah. No, it's like you guys know what I mean. It's like a good feeling, but like bittersweet. Thank you.
That was the first thing in my head, but it felt too easy.
I'm like, dude, I love playing charades. I'm actually pretty good at it. Kim's killing it. So.
Awesome. I will be doing Secret Society of Good Guys tomorrow night on all the stations that I do that. So you guys can follow me and check that out anywhere. You can go to projectchaney.com and find all that.
No.
And
all right.
JP.
Well, just look for me on the Phillies broadcast tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll be in a camera shot right behind home plate, and I might hold up a fancy sign or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll go crazy with it.
Maybe you should wear your tinfoil gear.
Wear my tinfoil hat. That'd be funny. Okay. But it was a great show, great space. We love the conspiracies. We pray for peace. We hope that the United States and Trump operate with wisdom and discernment. And we'll keep our eye on things. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Thanks for the comments. Peace out.
And praying for both the people of Iran and the innocent people of Iran and innocent people of Israel tonight who are caught in this freaking shit show.
Amen.
I hope you got your hat tenfold. You know we got your back tenfold. We keep our eyes on the streets tenfold, and our ears to these beats tenfold. Hat, conspiracy strap tenfold. Hat, tenfold hat, tenfold hat, tenfold hat. Bet you listen well, I could tell you not about it. Back up in my bag so I can say the evil coming out. Exorcise the demon, make it go up in the heads of the congressmen committing treason. Take a look at scientists, lying for no fucking reason. Now they got me looking, swear I left it on the fucking shelf. I know I like real sugar,